It's a few weeks to the middle of the year in 2021, and so far many phones have already been released. Some of them we expected, like the Samsung Galaxy S21, and this is because most companies release devices in like a chronological order, so you can just predict what the next one will be. Out of the most anticipated ones, some of them haven't been released, and so we are still anticipating. Well, I've compiled a list of those that haven't been released yet, but you're pretty sure that they'll be released by the end of the year. And note, by the time I was making this video, these phones had not yet been released. So what's up guys, how are you doing? Hope you're having a nice day. I'm Milan and welcome back to Fuzitech. And if you're new and like this video, don't forget to click that subscribe button for more videos like this. And for those who have already subscribed, thanks a lot for that. I've got a couple of videos that you might like, so check out this channel. Anyways, the most anticipated phones mid-2021. First off, the most obvious one, the iPhone 13. Well, we expect sort of a lineup, the iPhone 13 mini, iPhone 13, iPhone 13 Pro and iPhone 13 Pro Max. There have been a couple of rumors for the next iPhone, but they are not strong enough to hold weight so that we can estimate basically how it will be. However, one thing that we all know is that the design isn't going to change that much, because after all, this is iPhone I'm talking about. I personally hope that they maintain the design with the with the flat edges, since it was one of the most attractive thing about the phones last year. The notch is also expected to be smaller, but I don't think that they'll have punch hole camera, so the notch will remain, but it will be smaller due to the whole Face ID reason. Another design change that people expect to happen but don't want it to happen is the removal of the lightning port. Since Apple removed the headphone jack, the lightning port was seen as the next to go, although it has not yet happened. They created a problem by removing the headphone jack but solved it by providing the AirPods. But it came with a catch that you have to buy the AirPods. So basically they were selling the solution to the problem they created. Now since they have a tendency to do this due to their loyal fan base, there is a possibility for removal of the charging port, but I don't think that it will happen this year. They have to actually perfect MagSafe first for them to be able to do that also, I think. Last year we all expected a 120Hz screen refresh rate for iPhone 13, but they hit us with the basic 60Hz, which was a huge disappointment. We now hope that they'll give us 120Hz or at least 90Hz. It will not be good if they maintain the 60Hz refresh rate, since budget phones, even from Tecno nowadays, are releasing phones with 90Hz. We also expect an A15 Bionic chipset, and it will probably still be 5 nanometers in size. Battery capacity is another thing that is expected to increase in all the iPhones, or the battery life will at least get better due to a better chipset and whatnot. Other features that we hope will be there are an always-on display, improved camera capabilities, slight increment in the font sizes, and iOS 15 that is to be previewed soon. The phone's prices are also unpredictable, but they'll probably be within the same area as the iPhone 12 counterparts. I don't think there'll be a really big difference. Next on, we have the Google Pixel 5a. Last year, Google confused us with the Google Pixel 4a and 4a 5G and then Google Pixel 5. We expected the Pixel 5 to be of this year and so on and so forth, but it seemed that Google don't focus on that. So you might even get a Google Pixel 6 this year. Aside from that, the Pixel 5a is a more expected name. Now in Google's keynote event, which was live a couple of days ago, there was no mention of any phone whatsoever. So the date of release cannot be estimated even. However, it has been confirmed that Google are working on a low-cost phone with great features. This will probably be a continuation of the Pixel 4a from last year, which outperformed many phones at its price segment. It also had an amazing camera that was the talk of town due to its cheap price tag. So now the Google Pixel 5a, its design will probably be almost similar to the Pixel 4a. In fact, leaked specs say that it will have a 6.2-inch OLED display, just like the Pixel 4a 5G. And in that connection, they may release two of them. One will be a basic 5a, and then it will be accompanied by a Pixel 5a 5G. Or maybe it will only be one with 5G, and then maybe a 5XL or a Pixel 6. On to the camera. Its predecessors all had a single rear camera, but there is a probability of it having an extra camera at the back, probably an ultra-wide sensor. One thing about Google's cameras is that they are always the best, or amongst the top 2 or top 3 best. So we expect them to up their game so as to compete with this year's flagships, which have improved quite significantly. At the front, it's expected that they maintain the punch-hole camera at the usual upper left corner, or maybe they may put a camera at the center, but I'm pretty sure it will be at the usual upper left corner. Onto the processor, it may probably have the same Snapdragon 765G processor that was in the Pixel 5 and 4a 5G, but it may also have the new Snapdragon 780G chipset, which offers a better performance overall. Battery capacity is another thing that has been small in Pixel phones. We expect a bigger battery, maybe 4000 or 4500 milliamps, to keep up with its counterparts in the mid-range segment. The screen refresh rate will also be probably 90 Hz, just like the Pixel 5, but we could also get 120 Hz, although it's highly unlikely. Anyways, moving on, another phone is the Galaxy Z Fold 3. Back in September last year, the Z Fold 2 was released and it was a vast improvement to the original Z Fold, such as a larger outer display screen, but it was mad expensive at around $2,000. Samsung's most expensive phone up to now, I think. The Z Fold 3 design will be an improvement, and it has to be slimmer and lighter than its predecessor. There have also been rumors that it will be accompanied by an S Pen, and this will mean that there will be obvious changes on its display. Another rumor is that a future folding phone will fold 3 times to make like a letter Z. I don't think this will be the Galaxy Fold 3 because technology seems to be not yet ready, but it may be since it's in its name, the Galaxy Z Fold 3. There's also a possibility of there being an under-display camera, but that is highly unlikely since all under-display cameras as per now have not been that good. I still expect the usual punch-hole camera, which I think is a good design. We also expect the camera to increase in quality since the Z Fold 2 had a triple camera, a main, ultra-wide and telephoto lens. But when you compare those lenses with other Samsung flagships or other phone flagships overall, they don't match up. So we expect at least an improvement because its price is not that pocket friendly at all. The Z Fold 2 had a maximum of 256 gigs of storage and had no tray for a microSD card. So you can say for its price, the storage was minimal. So in retrospect, we expect the Z Fold 3 to have a larger storage space, maybe 512 gigs, or if it remains to be 256 gigs, then they should add at least an extra tray for the microSD card for more storage. Its processor will have to be either the Snapdragon 888 or Exynos 2100, which has improved greatly, and anything other than those two will be an obvious outrage. Now, speaking of Samsung folding phones, we also have the Samsung Galaxy Flip 3, which will follow up last year's Galaxy Z Flip. And the rumored reason as to why there is no Galaxy Z Flip 2 is just for its name to go hand in hand with its fold counterparts. Just like what they did when they skipped Galaxy Note 6 and then they had Note 7 so that it can go together with Samsung Galaxy S6. Anyways, onto the Galaxy Z Flip 3. It's already more than a year since the Z Flip was announced, and so it may be released anytime, probably together with the Fold 1. The design is expected to be similar to the original Z Flip. Not many changes, even the size is still expected to be 6.7 inches when unfolded, which is enough, and a little bit over 3 inches when folded. Aside from that, there has also been a rumor that it will have a black bar at the back that will house the dual camera and its secondary screen. The Z Flip's secondary screen from last year could display the time, date, and phone percentage, and you could also use it to take photos using the back cameras, although it was generally hard. Now we expect the screen to be able to do slightly more things, despite the fact that it's not that much important or crucial. Again, an under-display camera is also expected to be here, but those are just rumors. The battery, on the other hand, is an underwhelming feature from the original Z Flip. It was a small 3300 milliamps one that was just not it. We obviously hope for it to be bigger, maybe even 4000 milliamps at least. The cameras at the back should also be improved to match its fellow flagship counterparts. It should be improved from the dual 12 megapixel cameras, which are great, but for more than $1,000 price tag, we expected more, like increased zoom, 8K video recording, and just more stuff. The processor will also be the Snapdragon 888 or Exynos 2100 and nothing less. So last year's phone was fragile, and hence we expect an improvement in hardware durability, at least because there should be no going back. The original Z Flip also had a crease at the folding part, and it should also be reduced. Now when I was making this video, I figured that it will be longer than usual, so there'll be a part 2 with a more anticipated phones list. So if the phone that you expected is not here, you can wait for the next video, which will be up exactly 24 hours after this, so watch out for it. Otherwise, that's all for today, and if you like this content, consider to leave a sub so that you can get more videos like this. I'm Milan and this is Fuzitech. See you next time, which is probably tomorrow. Have a great time till then. Peace.